Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review on a product by Shu Umera called The Lightbulb Fluid Foundation and Sponge Glow Coverage and Comfort. Sorry. The packaging is fairly simplistic. It is just a white, nice packaging. Nothing fancy about it, but very just nice, simple. The package itself is just, as I said, fairly basic, but the product comes in a glass container. It does have a nice pump to it. Oops, got a little bit of foundation back here. It has the pump, which is nice. It is 0.9 ounces, so it is not a full ounce. So keep that in mind, because most foundations that most of us buy now in the States is a full ounce or more. This also comes with a sponge. As you can see, mine has been used here. I will put a clip in that shows how I use both the foundation with the sponge. That being said, that is the way they suggest it. The sponge, you dampen it slightly, and which I did before I do the application that you see. I also put on my Eve Pearl under eye corrector and just my sunspot corrector, and then I apply the product on. You see how it's just a bouncing movement all over the face with the sponge. The little divot makes it nice to hold the sponge, but I find this sponge not to be my favorite way to apply it, me personally. It comes with a sponge, which is nice, but let's say I want to repurchase this, I don't need another sponge, and it's going to come with the sponge. The only place I found to purchase this is through Shu Umera. It did take a while to get here. It is $55 plus shipping. So I forget what it ended up being, but $55 plus the shipping. I have the color number 574 Light Sand, which you will see as I'm applying it. It is a little bit too light for me. I wear, to give you an example, on Guerlain, I wear number 2 with a little bit of 3 mixed in, and this is lighter than that. It is a fairly decent consistency of product. It is not super runny and thin, but it is not super thick and hard to work with. As I said, my problem being the sponge. I personally tried it with this sponge. I tried it with my beauty blender, and then I also tried it just with a Sedona Lace 928 just flat topped kabuki brush, which that was my favorite way to apply it, which that's my favorite way to apply most foundations. I'm sure they have a thought process behind why the sponge is the best method. This sponge itself, I do not like as much as a beauty blender. And of course my beauty blender isn't white. Beauty blender has more give to it, especially when it gets damp, and it is like easily 3 times the size of this. This stays, no, 2 times probably. This stays the same size when it gets wet. Nothing changes about it. This softens tremendously when it's damp and doubles in size and makes it much, much easier to apply, in my opinion. This is my least favorite. I would say the brush is first, then the beauty blender, and then this. That being said, the good and bad of this is that I definitely think this product is made more for people with normal to dry skin. I am oily combination. I have to powder and powder and powder throughout the day. The color match was not right for me, as I mentioned, and as you saw as I applied it. It was definitely too light, which made it appear a little bit streaky for me. This foundation I had to work with in order to get it to work on my skin. I felt as if when I pounced down and released, it would sometimes, if I didn't kind of blend a little bit with that, not just the pouncing movement, but if I didn't streak it down a little bit, it showed the spot where I put it. And then when I kind of drug it down a little bit, it caused it to have, like, you could see lines where it was. So I really had to work with it in order to make it work on my skin. It wasn't a quick process. It definitely took some time and some effort to make it work and make it look right. I had to add some bronzer afterwards. What you see right now is me just afterwards with a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of blush, just kind of warming it up. The product, the bad side for me, as I said, is I am combination oily skin. This did not work for me in that sense because of the fact that it kind of I needed to powder again in the T-zone, but it broke through on my forehead, meaning it didn't stay. It kind of separated a little bit, which I think if you were normal to dry skin, that wouldn't happen. I also think if you're normal to dry skin, the sponge might help actually work a little bit better. Because I am oily combination, it had too much movement with it. If you are drier skin, I feel as if this would actually just help it stay in place and it wouldn't adhere to any dry flaky areas, because with a brush, you're kind of exfoliating with that. This would just be a simple pouncing movement and would actually, I think, work really well with the drier skin tone, normal to dry skin tone. They don't have a big color selection. They also have this little thing on their website that tries to help you color match yourself. And I did do that, which obviously it didn't work out so great. But I think that it's a great concept to try if you are interested in purchasing the foundation, because it is hard nowadays. I don't even know. I will try to find links and put them on my blog if there are other options of places you can buy this besides Shu Umera. Another thing that's interesting, it is 9 ounces, but I don't know if you can tell. I feel like it looks like I have used so much. It looks like it's already down to here, and I've only used it like 4 times. And I only used like 3 pumps, so I don't know. That's kind of crazy. So I do think that this is a nice foundation. I think it gives you that lit from within look. Light bulb, I think, is going a little bit far. I think that if you are combination or normal to combination skin on that side of the spectrum, I think the Guerlain Lingerie Depot is a much better lit from within foundation for you. If you are a normal to dry skin on the other end of the spectrum, I think this would totally work for you. The hardest part, as I said, is going to be finding the right color and making sure you get that. If you know somewhere that sells it, that you can go and see it, it should be easy. So pigmentation on this, I think the pigmentation is nice. It does have a good amount. It is a medium, I would say, foundation. I don't think it's medium buildable. I think it's hard to build this foundation up, but I don't think that it's medium going down to like a sheer coverage. I just think it is right in the middle with medium, but the pigmentation is true to what I would think that would be when I see it. So pigmentation is probably a 4 out of 5. Texture, I'm kind of middle of the road on the texture thing because of the fact that it looked a little streaky on me. It was hard to work with. The texture wasn't just simple and easy and fluid. It just caused a little bit of work. So I'd say it's only a 3 out of 5. Longevity. This is on my combination oily skin. Keep this in mind, guys. It is only a 2 out of 5 because it broke through. It caused you to be able to see my spots on my skin a little bit throughout the day. I had to continually powder, things like that. So longevity is not good for me. Application. I found ways that it was easy to apply for me, but I would say their way of applying this product, I don't like at all. I think their way of applying it is a 2 out of 5. I think the ways I made it work, the ways I tried it, I would say it's about a 3 out of 5. Packaging. I mean, it's nice packaging. It has a nice pump to it. I don't like that it's only 0.9 ounces. So the packaging, it's just middle of the road for me. It's nothing amazing, but it's nothing horrible. So it's 3 out of 5. Price, I think the price, if it worked for me, I think the price, I would have no problem paying it, but I do think it's on the higher end. The price being $55, I think is on the higher end. I think there, for me personally, better foundations out there that I would rather spend the money on. This one's actually going to my friend Susan. She sent me the Lingerie Depot because she got the wrong color, but since this one isn't really working for me and it's not something I grabbed for, I'm going to send it to her and hopefully she can enjoy it and use it. So product overall on this, I think, is just kind of, for combination oily skin, I think it's middle of the road. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible. It's just a 3 out of 5. I would love to update you guys, her try it, and she can let me know how it works out for her, and I will hopefully update you guys on my blog with that. Quick thing I wanted to mention real quick is the fact that I do not like that the sponge is white. It makes it impossible to clean. This is clean right now. And I've used different cleaners. I've used the Beauty Blender stuff, and I've used the Benjabel one, and nothing gets this thing clean. It's just a bad choice in a color. I know the Beauty Blender, the pink one, you can see some of it, but white, like, it shows every fingerprint, and it just, ugh, I didn't like that either, so thought I'd mention that. Please make sure to follow my blog. There will be swatches on the blog, plus more links of where you can purchase this if I can find them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any other questions, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.